So if you own an Etsy shop and you're looking to grow that business, you're inevitably going to have to run Etsy ads. So if you're new to this channel, my name is Indy. I'm a digital artist known as Duos by Indy on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Like I said before, if you're wanting to grow your Etsy business, you're going to have to run Etsy ads unless you're already doing so through other means like social media ads or Google ads or any other type of ads that's going to bring visitors to your shop. In the 3 years since I opened my Etsy shop, I use Etsy ads 3 different times. I mainly use Etsy ads for 2 different occasions. One, to jumpstart my sales if I'm having a low month or zero sales for that month, or I want to increase the sales that I already have during specific periods of the year. For example, the holiday time period or any time that I have very seasonal products. So today I'm going to be going over some of my Etsy strategies and what I learned from using Etsy ads, covering from when to use Etsy ads, what to use Etsy ads on, and how long should I have Etsy ads running. Starting off with when should I use Etsy ads? I get a lot of questions in regards to whether you should use Etsy ads for a new shop or a more established shop. And for me, I 100% believe that you should only be using Etsy ads for more established shop, not when you're just starting your Etsy shop. The reason for that is because when you have a new shop, you have no sales history, no reviews. I feel like it's very hard for the customer to have a grasp on what you're selling, how good is it, what the quality is. This is a established shop which have reviews. It has people sending in photos of your product and them receiving it. You have that social proof for the customer to trust your brand. With a newer shop, I feel like you're kind of just throwing Etsy ad money to Etsy and having a very small return, if any, because like I said, when someone clicks on your item from an Etsy ad, you pay for that. And then when they go to your shop and see that no one bought your products yet, it's hard to be that first customer. I do have another video on how to get from 0 to 100 sales, so you can check that out. So in terms of what time of the year you want to run your Etsy ads, like I said before, I mainly use it to jumpstart my sales whenever I have a lull period, and then also during the holiday time period. So I feel like for this case, there is not a wrong time to have Etsy ads. It's more of what your strategy and what your goal is to have Etsy ads running for. So for example, if you're wanting to increase sales during the holiday time period, your Etsy ads strategy may look like you may have to increase your budget a little bit so that you can compete with the other brands. And just the fact that during the holiday time period, there's most likely going to be a lot more traffic to certain keywords and just to Etsy in general. And I think why high traffic is important during this time period is because the more traffic there is to a certain keyword, the more likely they will click on your ad, meaning that you have to pay for that click. And say each click is about 10 cents and your budget is $1 for that day, you're only able to get 10 clicks versus if you did, I don't know, $100, you're able to get a lot more clicks throughout the day. With that dollar budget, you're only gonna, again, get 10 clicks, and you might get those 10 clicks early in the morning, meaning for the rest of the day, you're not going to be running your ads and you're losing to your competitors. Compared to just like off season, you may want to increase your budget a little bit just for the holiday time period. Step is what to use Etsy ads on. I think one mistake that I learned very early on is to not run your Etsy ads on every single one of your items. So for me, I usually have 40 to 50 items. And when I first ran Etsy ads, I bid on every single one. And I had like $1 or $5 as my daily budget. And I went through that so quickly. So whenever I run Etsy ads now, I only run ads on my top products. And for me, top products are those that have been organically selling rather than having to use other ads to sell this product. And I know some people do the opposite and run ads on their new products just to gain some traction, but I feel like sometimes that could backfire on you because you can get a lot of visibility on that item, but if no one is converting or purchasing that item, I feel like Etsy sometimes push that item down because they see that no one is purchasing that item, and so they're not going to be pushing it for you. And I also know that some people think that why would I spend money and push an item that is already organically doing well? I think the reason for that is because you want to gain even more visibility on that item when you couldn't have done it organically, if that makes sense. Plus, I feel like these items already have good reviews, good sales history. It gives that social proof to the customer to purchase even more if they have found you through an Etsy ad. But even though I would only advertise on my bestsellers, that doesn't necessarily mean that I wouldn't ever advertise on new items. I think the only exception is if it is kind of an item that is a different iteration or very similar to one of my bestsellers. For example, I sold these holiday gift tag stickers last year and it did really well, has great sales history, but then this year I made a new iteration of it, a sticker sheet that is inspired by my dog. It's dog themed. So because this is a new item, but it's very similar to a bestseller of last year, I wouldn't mind spending some money to advertise on this item just to see if it will do just as well as last year's item. And because this is a seasonal item and it has a very short window of selling, I just want to make sure that I push this item as much as I can while remaining profitable. Lastly, the thing that I would push to advertise is bundled items or products that are higher in retail value. Like I said before, I used to advertise on all my products, including my $2 stickers. So if I were to have a dollar budget every day and I spent it all on one sticker, end up selling that sticker, I would only get $1 in profit, but that doesn't even include shipping and making the sticker and everything. So the return on stickers or things that are lower in value just didn't seem worth it to me versus a sticker sheet or a pin or keychain that is a little bit higher in value, that's like more than $5. I feel like it's a little bit more worth it just because I actually get some dollars in return even after shipping and all those extra costs. Next question is how long to have your Etsy ads running for, and I think the biggest tip is to just not touch it for a long time. Have it run its course. I think the recommended time is about like 2 weeks to a month. I've always done it for 2 weeks just to see what happens. I think the biggest takeaway you can get from Etsy ads is the data that they provide you with the keywords, the items that do well, what you're spending the most money on, and then from there you can strategize on what items do you actually want to spend money on, those that actually give money back in return, what customers are looking at, clicking on, purchasing. Don't freak out the first day or the first week that your Etsy ads are running and you're seeing that you're spending all your money on X item. Let it run its course and then you can see what you can do from there. Definitely have a small budget or spend a amount that you're comfortable with because you are gonna definitely lose some money early on, but after 2 weeks, about a month, you'll, like I said, get a lot of knowledge on your items and how the Etsy ad game works to your advantage. So that is for this video. I hope you learned some of the tips and tricks from when I use Etsy ads, and hopefully that you can use them for your shop as well. Until next time, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to this channel for more Etsy related videos.